Hey, my name's Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Clearly today, I'm not drinking right now. It's been a very, very long night. We had the Alabama bourbon drop. This is the second quarterly drop. So this is the first time they're splitting it up into quarters. You have a March, you have a June, you're going to have a September, and then the big December drop. I did not get a lottery place for this drop, but looking at the quality and the quantity that we were kind of expecting for this drop, I said this might be a good opportunity to do a walk up on this one and let's see what's available. And I'm very glad that I did. You know, on top of the bottles that are available, you're allowed two bottles, one off of table one and one off of table two. You get to talk to other people. You get to talk about some of the different bourbons, things that are going on in their life. You get to meet some people that you've never met face to face before, but maybe you've seen them on different social media platforms. So for me, it was an awesome opportunity to make some new friends, talk about some different bourbons, talk about some different experiences, meet a couple of people that I've been really interested in meeting. So I had a good time. One of those people, I'm actually going to meet them and drop off some samples for them about some things we have. Another person, I'll be making up a sample pack for them. Two other guys, I'm getting some samples of the Stag, George T. Stag for them. So definitely looking forward to that opportunity. And you meet new people, get different ideas on things and stuff, and get some of their journeys as well, some of the cool things that are going on in their life. So that's the one of the things that I always highlight about the bourbon drop is you get to talk with people. You get to chat up people you may not have seen for a few weeks, and get some ideas of what's going on in their life, and they can offer some insight, things that are going on with me, and say, hey, this is maybe a new route for you, or hey, what'd you think about Italy? Phenomenal. I mean, that to me is worth the bourbon drop itself. So on top of that, we had a very nice drop. I mean, there were a lot of very good bottles. Table one, you have Jack Daniel's 12. You had the E.H. Taylor single barrel. You had an E.H. Taylor rye. You had, what else do we have over there? They had the antique Weller 107. You had Blanton's Gold. You had regular Blanton's. Table two had some Jack Daniel's 10 on it and a few other nice bottles. But coming in, I knew that I didn't have a number, so nothing was guaranteed. But I saw that it was a deep offering, and I thought, I have an opportunity for some really good bottles, even though I didn't win a lottery number. Last time we did this back in March, 12 people didn't show up. And so there was 38 people from the lottery that showed up, and I happened to be in 10th place, which put me at 48th overall, which would have been at the tail end of the lottery if everyone had showed up. And I came out with a couple of nice bottles, and I said, I'm happy with that. I didn't win a number, but I came out with a couple of nice bottles at MSRP. And so, we looked at it again. I said, this is a really deep offering. I said, there's some bottles in here that to get at MSRP that I was very excited about. I didn't think I would have an opportunity for some of the big bottles in there, but I thought I would have an opportunity to serve some real good bottles to get at MSRP that I would wanted to try for myself, or maybe I could use to package to get something else I wanted. Which is another fun part of the bourbon trade or bourbon game is that maybe you can get something that you can trade to somebody else who really wanted those bottles to get something else. So you're kind of satisfying two needs at the same time. So I looked at it again and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I shot off last night about midnight, hung out, talked to some great guys, had a great time, got a little nap in between, got some breakfast, came back. Like I said, I just absolutely enjoyed the company that I got to make and meet while I was there. Um, of the people that showed up, 42 of the 50 showed up. So 8 additional people didn't show up this time. But I was number 6 on the list after they whittled. Actually, I think I was number 5 on the list after they whittled off a couple of names. And so that put me at 47, one better than the month before, or I'm sorry, the quarter before. So I said, I'm still in a good spot to get some bottles. So I'll go to table two first. And you pick table one or table two. And I'll tell you what, state of Alabama did an excellent job of getting people in and out. Normally, when we do this process, you'll let 2 or 4 people in. They'll go to the table, they'll pick what they want, and they'll go to checkout, and then you wait for them to exit before you came in. But they actually did things a lot different this time, where they let in all the lottery people in that single file line and went right to the tables, got, pointed to the bottles they want. That's the important thing. Don't just grab the bottle, point to the bottle you want. They'll give it to you, and then go up to one of the multiple registers that they had open, and it just flowed so well. Normally, this process would take 45 minutes to an hour for just the walk-ups to start getting in a lot of times, but we were in the building within, I'd say, 10 to 15 minutes, and had bottles in our hands, and we were out the door in 20, 25 minutes max, which was outstanding. So the flow was great. So table 2, I knew that, there were some things there that I wasn't going to get, but the old Ezra 7-year rye, and this is a full proof, and it's coming in at 114 proof. It was something that I was interested in. I've really been digging on some ryes lately, and I said, I'd really like to try this to see what this is all about. And if I'm gonna, I don't see it sitting around all the time. MSRP, good opportunity for me to try something new. May or may not like it, don't know that yet, but I've heard good reviews on this too. Actually, one of the guys, KJ, I was telling him about the bottles I picked up on the way back, and he says that's pretty good stuff. And he's a rye guy. He says I actually still have a bottle of this left, and that's really good juice. And I said, okay, so I was excited about that. But also coming into table 1, at 47th place, 3 people ahead of, I think it was 3 people ahead of me. One person got a Jack Daniel's 12. So there was a Jack Daniel's 12 that lasted through 43 or 44 people before it was finally picked up, and there was only 6 bottles. And then 2 before me was a E.H. Taylor Rye, and I was interested in both of those, but both of those had gone right, a couple spots ahead of me. But there's nothing to pout about, because on that table I was able to get an Antique 107, and this happens to be a store pick. Very, very excited about that. This is one of my favorite sippers. And now I have one that's a store pick versus a non-store pick that I can compare and have a little fun with too. Some people think the labels of store picks are overrated. Some don't. I've always had very good fortune with the store picks. And if you watch the Jack Daniel's Showdown, the ABC store actually beat 2 bottle shops and beat a hero selection. So whoever was picking that barrel did a really good job. So if they did anything like this on this 107, it's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to that. While I was there also, I had a buddy that he wasn't able to make it out today, Jeremy, but we had actually, figured out a trade for some stuff. I was able to get him a Jack Daniel's barrel proof store pick from the bottle shop, and he was going to trade me for this bottle right here, which I'm very excited about, which is a Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye. So, during the during the bourbon drop, I got 2 bottles, plus I was able to trade for a third. And while I was there, I was able to get Jeremy some samples of some Redwood Empire, which he had won on a draw on this channel earlier. So he got a bottle he was interested in. I got a bottle I was interested in. I was able to get him some samples. All in all, fantastic day there. Was very, very impressed with the depth of the products that they had today, the manner in which they got people in and out, and of course, the time spent with the people there. Outstanding day. For someone that's maybe only has an opportunity for maybe a bottle or 2 a month, if you're worth putting in the time for it, it's not a bad system. You just have to understand how you're going to target things. Understand that you may have to put in a little more time, but you have an opportunity for some good bottles. That's one of the best parts about the Alabama allocated system. But that's also it's one of the tough parts is if you want to collect more and more, you're not necessarily going to do that in Alabama. Then I got a bonus on top of this today. So, and this isn't a show off of anything like that. I'm very fortunate. I have some great people in my life. My brother-in-law, Dwayne, actually got 24th, in a different site. And he had asked me, hey, what bottles would you be interested in? And I said, well, these would be the bottles I'm interested in, but I'm hoping you get those for yourself. But if you happen to get there and you didn't see a bottle you like, these are the ones I'm interested in. So right, literally after I walk out the door with these, he sends me a picture of two bottles, a Jack Daniel's 10 and a Jack Daniel's 12. And I'm like, wow. I said, you had a heck of a haul today. He says, no, these are for you. And I'm like, dude, don't you want, these for yourself? And he's like, no. He said, I got these for you. And it's just, I'm honored by that. I truly am. I was flattered by it, honored by it. And I'm like, well, tell me how much I owe you so I can get it to you. And he's like, look, we're gonna see each other at the lake house here. We'll work something out with some trades. And so we're looking forward to opening that up at the lake house, that especially that Jack Daniel's 12, cracking it and having some nice pours with him. So all in all, huge win today. Not only the bottles, but the people that I got to meet today, and was really impressed with the process, the way that they did it at Auburn today. I thought they did a really good job of getting people in and out. I thought the gentleman that was there, that I think is in control of the ABC in this region, in this area, did an outstanding job of engaging the people, getting the line set up, get people moved in and out, and getting bottles in people's hands and getting them out the door. So all in all, fantastic day for Alabama allocated today. Auburn, very happy to see some people got some fantastic bottles. They had some Stag out there too. I mean, you just can't beat that. That was the ones that I'm sure went the quickest. But the Stags, Jack Daniel's 12 and all the other bottles I talked about before. But I hope you all have an amazing day. Pleasure meeting a lot of people today. Looking forward to Sunday. Going to go over the results of the samples, the 4 people that did the 12 samples. That'll probably be a longer video, but for those in the know, that's when I'll announce a winner from something else if they remember that, for some more samples for that in the future too. But thank you. I hope you all have a great night and are having a fantastic weekend. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.